I dare you to fix me. I'm crossing the line again.
Yeah.
When I speak to high schools, I specifically stop. There's a section where I stop specifically, and I say to all you people that are bullies, and I said, no, hold on, let me rephrase that. I don't want to call you a bully. You are, for all of you people out there that is exhibiting bullying behavior. I said, just know this: karma is real. Karma is real. It's going to come back. And it could come back in a way that it's going to make you dislike yourself even more and more. And the more you do it, because like energies attract. And when you exhibit that energy's coming back. And who wants to live in a life where you're just always angry and pissed off? Because that's where all that shit, stress and cancer and shit comes from.
Yeah, absolutely. And people can bully without even knowing they're doing it. Example, a couple of nights ago, I was sitting in a gas station here, and I was not near the gas pumps. I was sitting away. I was just on my phone before I was ready to go home. And a guy drove up and parked beside me, and he's giving me hand signals, pointing. And I thought he thought I was waiting to go to the gas pump. And I went, no, mate, it's okay, cool. I said, you go. What we should have done is just wound the windows down and we would have had a conversation. But anyway, he just went, oh, like this. And I went, oh, whatever. Next thing, he goes behind me, and then he drives down between me and the shed I was parked at. And I went, oh, he wanted to get in here. So I drove back with the window down and said, hey, man, sorry, I didn't. Oh, just get away. Go. I went, what? He goes, get lost. Mind your own business. I went, no, hang on a minute. You stopped and I said, sorry, I didn't. He says, go. And I tell you what, the old Andy was really close. I could feel it bubbling. Right, I thought, and I said, sorry, man. He goes, just take a walk. He said, just get out of my hair. He said, seriously, just go. And then I went, hang on, this has got nothing to do with you. Nothing. You didn't do anything. You're trying, forget it. He's dealing with his own, whatever you just said. And then he goes, I've got to get to work. Oh, there it is. He's stressed because he's late for work. Not my fault. So I just said, all right, thanks, man. I said, probably better you don't be rude to people, but whatever. Thanks. Have a good night. And I drove off. Well, it's taken me a long time. I'm 69 years old, and I've had anger for 64 of those years. And it was only that 5 years ago that I went through I just had enough of it. I'd had enough of being left alone. I'd had enough of this feeling of always blaming other people. When I look back at everyone I had a go at, or the fights I had, no one caused anything. No, none of them. It was all me taking it out on someone else. Mainly the road rage with people and relationships, work, managers, bosses. If they said, oh, you didn't do that right, I go, oh, boom, I just explode. But they were right. I didn't do it correctly, but I couldn't stand being wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, can you? Oh, sorry, Jerry.
Ego.
Oh, ego, mate. Yes.
Which, I mean, I'm guilty. Ego is one of ego and greed will be the downfall of mankind. But ego is such a killer.
Pride leads to a fall, but you can also argue that a banana leads to a fall.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it's I like bananas.
Banana peel, it can lead to a fall.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, great, Doug. Anyway, I don't know what you're doing on my team, but anyway. I tell you what's good about Doug now. He throws all my sarcasm, my Aussie humor straight back at me now. Like he doesn't, I've been doing it for a long time, and now he just throws it back at me, and I love it. It's awesome. I love it.
Your humor?
Yeah, my humor, Aussie humor. Oh, now you're saying it's not funny, right? Okay. What are you doing? Hey, Bradley, can you just share with us what was going on with you when these kids started bullying you online? Like how honestly did it make you feel? And you can be as vulnerable and, transparent as you want.
Very angry.
Angry?
Very angry. Upset and angry.
Yeah. Because and I saw your video, man. You were emotionally upset, like seriously crying because it just, when you were crying, what, apart from the anger and all that, what else was going on with you, like when you were crying, if you can share that?
No, true.
A lot of things that I guess like the thing that Bradley said before he broke down is he said the bully said I will never have anyone for myself, and what am I gonna do if you're not around anymore? Like talking about me.
Oh wow. So you felt like Bradley that if you know that your scenario in your head is you'd be just totally alone and not being able to deal with that, yeah, not have that support. It's terrible, right? It's just terrible.
And you know how wrong they were, Bradley, right?
Yep.
And and if they were to do it again, which I mean, bullying will be around forever, but hopefully it will die down. But if it happens again, you're going to look at it probably in a different way of knowing that they have the problem, not you, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And dude, you're an inspiration, and they're probably just miserable because you're getting attention doing what you love to do, which is inspiring people. That's the way I do it.
And not only that, but I was telling Brad, the other day when I was speaking to him, I saw that his channel only has like 11,000 views on it. And I was telling him, dude, you're so inspirational that's not acceptable. We got to get you more views.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and share his story, Hey, Adam, can I ask you a question? How did you deal with it when, like you had instances of being bullied or whatever they did, verbally, physically? How did you deal with that? What did it make you feel like?
See, I basically my feeling is a few points that you've made today, Andy, are spot on. People are intimidated by what they don't understand. And my opinion is, within the disability world, there aren't a huge, like what you and Doug are doing, there aren't that many people like yourselves who are advocating for people with disabilities. So when something like what has happened to Brad and what I've experienced and what Doug's experienced, when it happens, there's nobody to back you up, and there's nobody to say that it's not on. You cannot do it. There's just nobody. When you look at the Black Lives Matter, that's an issue that is being sought and viewed around the world, and people are on board with that. Whereas, and I guess homophobia is another one. People just know that it's inappropriate to speak the way that people tend to speak about coloured people or people sexual preferences.
Genders.
It's just not on, and people know that, but there's no literature about not belittling and degrading somebody who is physically or intellectually different. There's just nothing to support those people.
That's a really interesting point. Jerry, what do you find up your way? Is there anything like that, or do you incorporate that in your sessions when you work with the boys club or the police clubs?
Yeah, I talk about bullying and just bullying in general. I mean, to me, bullying is bullying. Whether you're bullying someone of color, of sexual preference, or handicap, to me, bullying is bullying, and no matter how you look at it, it's all wrong.
Yeah.
And I specifically, there's a section of my talks and section of the programs that we take out certain days where we talk about, the importance of, not bullying and standing up. And if someone is being bullied and someone is standing around, like there was these Asian attacks, people attacking Asian women. and there were some woman that got hit. She was in her 60s or 70s, and these guys stood around and didn't do anything. And I'm like, oh man, the bystanders are just as guilty as the people that are doing the bullying. If you're around someone and you see someone getting bullied, getting harassed, and you don't stand up, come on. You're just, in my opinion, we're on this planet together. We're sharing this rock together. We got to help one another. And I'll help anyone is, you know.
And I was going to say, Jerry, you know, like, even if you get on the phone and call the police, do something. But you're not saying dive in and fight, because you might not be able to do, you might not be physically strong, but do something. Get someone to call the police, like get someone out to help. Like, you can't just stand by and watch someone, you know, get beaten up. It's like, it's, and I understand, you know, and you do too, because you've met people in these situations that they go, but I was too afraid to do something. Well, don't just stand there. Just move away and call the police or something.
The police, yes.
You can do anything.
Go and get help from someone else.
Yes.
Because not everybody can,
Physically do it.
Physically do it, exactly. But yes, go get help. Call someone. Call the cops. But do something. Don't just stand there and watch it happen and then forget about it. Because if you do, it's gonna take a toll on you as well.
Yeah, and you wouldn't stand there if it was your mum or your dad or your sister or brother or husband or wife. You would risk life and limb. I'm saying people are going to risk life and limb for strangers, but you would do it for your family loved one, regardless. You don't even think of the consequences. But for strangers, do something. Do something. Call out for help. Call someone. Don't just stand there and film it on your phone.
Exactly.
You know, and then post it on Facebook. Like, that's just disgraceful. That also is a form of being a bully. You're going to film something and then post it, even if you had nothing to do with it. You're standing up for what just happened. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Hey, listen, team, we've been at it for 58 minutes, which is awesome. Hey, I really just want to thank everybody for coming on and sharing a little bit. And this is only just a tip of the iceberg talking about this. We can do more of these and have more discussions. And we'd love, Jerry, to hear more about, you know, I know you do a bit of online work, so we can give your details here online, what you do in Canada, what you do online for people around the world. And hopefully, like we've already seen with these programs, people are contacting Doug and myself and going, oh, that was such a great help. My son's in a much better place now. We've sought help for him. And, you know, so it is making a difference, you know, it's making a difference. And Adam and Doug and Bradley and Amir, it's not easy to get up here and share your life with people around the world, you know, what you're dealing with, you know. So I just want to thank everybody for taking part of this today. You know, it will make a difference.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. Thanks
Thank
you.
Doug and Amira and Bradley and Adam. I really appreciate it, mate.
And we'll talk. And
Yeah,
I'll see Bradley next Friday, I believe. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
for boxing.
Boxing. Yes.
Whoa. Hey, champ. Well, mate, get in there.
Elbows in, bang.
Uh-oh, I better not give any more crap to you guys, because when you meet me in person, you probably go, Andy, come here, I got something to show you.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch out, man. Yeah.
Thanks to Jerry Trimble, I got something to show you.
Yeah.
Andy has a very punchable face.
Oh, yeah, there you go. See what I mean? Like, I've turned this kid in for someone who's like, oh, Andy. Now he's like, oh, yeah, well, I got to do this, do that. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate all of it.
You, Adam.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks a lot.
I'm seeing you, Adam.
Yeah, cool, mate.
Take care.
All right,
Take care,
Douglas
Bye,
Kenny, you can take us out, mates.
All righty, followers, I want to thank all of my friends for appearing on the show. The link to Jerry's Facebook page is right here. And we'll see you next time on Coffee and Conversation.